Cloud Beats.
By any means they moving, gotta go hard. Rarely get sleep, focus, making figures large. Everybody down till it's time to play a part. No time to lounge, put that lazy shit in park. By any means, be the man with the plan. Why waste time when you can be making cash? Forever with some no, but the shows that I can. She ain't about the business, then don't wanna, yeah, pass. Fuck it, tell the boys they should start retreating. Fuck it, tell the boys that it's fugal season.
All right. Welcome to another episode of the Black Dot Podcast, Healing for the Soul. And today we're going to talk about the right thing, wrong time. The right thing, wrong time. I want to paint a picture for you guys. Have you ever prayed for something and you prayed for this thing that you wanted? It could be a new car, it could be a new house, it could be a man, it could be a woman, but you prayed so hard. God, give me this, please. Let this be the thing that I want, please. And you finally get it, right? And as soon as you get it, shit starts happening. Maybe the car breaks down, or maybe the house was going through some issues you didn't know about, or this man wasn't who you thought he was, or this woman wasn't who you thought she was. And it's like, God, I prayed and you gave me this, but oh my God, this is not what I thought I wanted. If you said yes, that I've been through this before, then my friend, you've experienced the right thing at the wrong time. And the thing about it is tricky when you're in a situation and you're wanting something so bad. And sometimes we have a tendency to pray for the right thing. Sometimes we have a tendency to ask for the right things. But instead of us understanding that everything has a time, I always look at it like this. Everything has a preordained time of when it is supposed to come to pass, or when it is supposed to be given to you. But a lot of times we tend to jump. We tend to jump into things because we want things so fast. We want instant gratification so fast. But a lot of times we fail to realize that maybe, what we're praying for is right, but maybe we're not ready to receive it. And we tend to forget that there's a difference between praying for a blessing and walking into a curse. I remember there was a situation where me and my girl was going through a lot. We were going through so much at the time. A lot of changes that happened that were out of our control. And in my moment of being away and her moment of being away, we got a chance to reflect. And we always said that the crazy thing was we were so right for each other. And we still are right for each other. But the problem is, at the time when we first got together, it just wasn't the right time. Had we probably waited, or had we met a little later in life at the point we are now, we probably would be dead married, like for real, just locked in, wedding ring and all right now. And I say that to say, I remember praying to God, let me meet somebody that's gonna love me. Let me meet somebody that's gonna, do right by me, and let me meet somebody that's gonna do this, do that. And as soon as I got the person, life happened. And it's a lot of you that are listening right now. You're listening and you're probably saying, I just prayed for this, I just prayed for that. You got to be careful what you pray for. You have to be careful what you pray for, because a lot of times we don't realize that when we pray these prayers and we put these things out, whether you believe in God, whether you believe in the universe, whatever floats your boat, that's your business. But when you put that out into the world, or when you pray to God for it, we have to realize that a lot of times the reason why we don't get what we want so fast is because God has to take us through that growth period. And that growth period is almost like growing pains. I have to work out what you're dealing with right now before I give it to you. Yeah, you prayed for the right thing, and yeah, I'm going to give it to you. But I need you to be in a point where you can accept it and you know what to do with it when I give it to you. And a lot of us, and I'm human. I'm human just like you're human. You're listening to this. I needed to hear this just like you need to hear it now. A lot of times we sit and we get so discouraged because what we prayed for doesn't happen. And for us as specifically black folks, we've been taught you pray and God gonna give it to you. He gonna do it. He gonna take care of it. But we've never been taught, or we fail to realize that a lot of times God is almost like, how should I describe God to kind of break it down? God is almost like, I want to say, a trial period when it comes to like, let's say if you're trying to figure out, do I like something before I agree to pay for this monthly? Do I like it? I'm gonna try it out. That's what your blessing is, in a sense, if that makes sense. It's almost like God is saying, hey, yeah, the blessing is yours. What you prayed for, I promised it to you, but let me put you through this trial period so I can see what you're going to do with it. Are you ready for it? Because I can't just what's the purpose of faith if you pray for it and I give it to you right there? There's no point of faith because you don't understand, or you don't know what it's like to be patient for something. You don't know what it's like to be grateful for what you have while you're waiting on something else. So a lot of times we get discouraged because we don't see it right there. We don't see it instantly. And that's where we tend to spook ourselves, if I can say so. We tend to spook ourselves. And a lot of times, you guys, we have to definitely be patient. I'm one that suffers with patience. I want it right then and there. I can maybe go a day or two without it, but even on that first day, I start getting the shakes. I can't deal with that. I'm gonna need what I asked for. I'm gonna need it today. Like, if you can give it to me within an hour. I battle with patience issues, and a lot of us do because we're so conditioned, and it's okay. Once again, we're human. We're conditioned to want what we want now, and we fail to realize that the point of faith is that even though I don't see it, or even though I don't have it, I'm crazy enough to believe that it's going to happen. I'm crazy enough to believe that it's coming. That's the point of faith. And we have to realize that sometimes the blessing in itself is we didn't get it at the point where we were a mess, because sometimes you can get things and you could be a mess at that moment in time. And because you're a mess and you weren't ready for it, you mess it up. You mess it up. And then we're stuck yet again in what I could have done differently had I known better. So a lot of times we pray for these things. Like I said, a new car, a new job, a wife, a husband. We pray for these things and we tend to get these things and we don't know what to do with it. Or we ruin it because we're not ready. We're not ready for it. And to the person that's listening to this wasn't going to be a long one, you guys. This is just to kind of speak on our hearts here. For somebody that's listening to this, you might be at a point right now where you're wondering, when is it going to happen for me? I've been praying, I've been fasting, I've been reading my Bible. This is the most I've been to church. When is it going to happen for me? I want to tell you, be patient, because there's a reason why you haven't gotten what you want. It's either not the right time for you, either God sees that it's a curse more than it is a blessing, and it could be that he's protecting you from what you think you want. Be patient. It's going to happen when it's meant to happen. And when it happens at that point that it's meant to happen, then you get the most enjoyment out of it. You get the most happiness out of it then, because it's yours and you're in the right season for it. Everything is preordained by a season, by a time, as I said before. And sometimes we also have a tendency, and I noticed this before too. You ever sit on social media and you sit on like Twitter and you see everybody coming up. You see everybody with their houses, everybody getting married, everybody getting apartments, everybody getting cars, and everybody having kids and stuff. And it's like, damn, why can't that be me? Or why can't that be God? What prayer am I praying? You see everybody talking about, let me get Sierra's prayer. Let me get this. Y'all got to realize the prayer Sierra prayed was her specialized prayer for where she was at that point in her life. Your prayer might be something different. Your prayer might be something different, meant for a different time in your life. You can't go off of somebody else's season, because it doesn't work like that. Your season is your season. That person's season is that person's season. So don't allow yourself to get tied up in trying to make that person's time be your time. It doesn't work like that. When your time comes, you will know. You will see it. There will be some kind of sign. You will know when it's your time. So I encourage everybody to live in their moment. Keep praying. Keep fasting. Keep doing what you're doing. I promise you, everything you're praying for is not going unnoticed. I promise you. I promise you. And also, I want to thank everybody for, once again, making this season 2 possible. We're coming to the tail end of season 2, and we've talked about some deep things. We've had some real deep conversations, and I thank you all for being open to me sharing my heart. I thank you all for the Instagrams that have come to me with testimonials. Thank you guys for anything that you've sent me on Twitter. I thank you so much. I promise you, it does not go unnoticed. It does not go unnoticed. Until next time, everybody.